What's up, YouTube? Today's topic, I'm gonna talk about my frustrations dealing with people. This video is gonna be a life rant. I'm just venting and ranting, and I'm releasing all of my pent up anger and all the shit that I've been through and the shit I've realized from other people, from family members to past exes to the people I'm around with, just anyone I keep coming across with, keep coming in contact with. Not 100% of not 100% of people, not everyone I come across with, but most people, like 90 fucking 7%. Um, nah, like 90%. I'm also gonna talk about how I view life, how how I personally view God, the creator, how the universe would give us like shit from it. This video is about me, how I view shit from a spiritual perspective, how I view God or the creator, how they kind of fuck us over. They kind of fuck over humans and shit. How there's the corruption of spirituality, the corruption of bullshit, the corruption of this life. How this life, how God will set you up for pain and suffering, right? It's inevitable. It's everyone's bound to experience bullshit in their lives, right? I'm also gonna talk about this society, the restrictions of society, and Um, just bullshit, man. Just stupid shit, man. So, and again, this video's a rant, and I'm projecting my anger. So if you feel like this video is too much, then don't fucking watch it. It's that simple. But let's get to it. Um, this- I might be all over the place. I'm just letting out this shit is not planned. All my videos aren't planned. I'm speaking from intuition. So let's get to it. So I'm so sick of just dumbass people. Like I've noticed about people, they're very fucking selfish. People are only concerned and worried about themselves. And I've noticed this whenever I interact with people. All they're concerned of is themselves. They only worry about themselves, this and that. And there's nothing there's nothing wrong with worrying about yourself because in this corrupt fucking society, it forces you to you have to be selfish. You have to be um, evil, and you don't have to care about other people if you want to flourish in this society. It's how it's set up. This is why you get your money, your money system, because there's something in my screen. What the fuck? Hang on, it's distracting me. Give me 1 second. All those pop-ups and shit, man. Where was I? This is where you get your money system. In my opinion, this fucking money system, how society is set up. Just the fact that you gotta apply for a job. You got to make a certain amount of money. You got to get this. Got to get that. You got to buy a house. This society forces you to only focus about yourself and the people around your circle, just and your family. Just all the shit that you created. You created your own friendships. You created your own family. This fucking society, it doesn't make you worry about other people. I understand other people make money helping other people. I'm not talking about as a whole. I'm talking about as a whole, as a collective. Overall, this society, what I mean, talking about this society is meant to do. This society is meant to fuck people over and to worry about themselves and for other people to compete within themselves. Now, some people don't have a problem with it, others do. Me, I'm neutral. It is what it is. But I've noticed, I've come across a lot of selfish people. There's nothing wrong if you're worrying about yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me specifically, I'm talking about people who just are very just very unso very unaware, just dumbass people, man. Like, fuck, man. Like, the amount of people I've dealt with, even family members. Sometimes I wonder, like, what goes on around their head, like, why they do the things they do, just how they act. I'm just like, this is my exes, my family members, this selfish people I came across. I'm just like, yo, like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, some people in some spiritual channels mention that a lot of people are becoming dumber and dumber as time goes on, as years go by, and I've noticed this not because of what they said, but from my own personal experience. His name is Inofe. On his YouTube channel, he mentioned that like as years go by, I forgot why he explained why. I forgot what he said, but as years go by, it's for a spiritual reason. As the years go by, as time go by, a lot of people are going to become more docile, fucking stupid, and their shadow side is gonna show up because everyone's in their process of healing. This why time is speeding up. All this bullshit, like all the spiritual shit and like a lot of people's traumas are coming to the surface. Even though God created and allowed a corrupt to even God allowed it and see I'm losing my words because more than likely spirit doesn't want me to speak out on this shit. I've noticed on my YouTube videos, whenever I speak on something very important, that's when I stutter or this one like my words fumbles. It has to be a spiritual thing. And I've noticed that on my fucking videos. But let's get to it. Just where was I? So God, there's the fact that God and the universe, even though they're the ones that allowed this society to be so fucked up and to be so restricted and imprisoned with this fucking money control, people say it's other human beings' free will that's doing this. I fucking disagree. I could be dead fucking wrong, but I disagree because God and the universe, they yes, they give human beings free will, but they interfere as well too. Just the fact that we have soul contracts, just the fact that like we have soulmates, karmic soulmates, like we have things that are out of control. If you study astrology, everything like full moons, astrological influences, all of these have an effect for the collective. Have you noticed, like, well, at least for me, and it's all over Twitter too. A lot of people have been feeling sluggish, they've been feeling tired. They've been feeling out of place, and when I experience this too, I'll go to fucking Twitter, right? And then I'll see how this shit plays out. And like it's always someone tweeting out or messaging that there's something going on astrological. Like it could be a fucking Scorpio and full and I don't know, fucking Mercury retrogrades, fucking full moon cycles, just eclipse the equinox, all this weird astrological shit, right? Especially Mercury retrogrades. Just the fact that you have shit like Mercury retrogrades and full moon eclipse, like a full moon in Gemini, a full moon in Scorpio, just shit like that. Mars in fucking Scorpio or some shit. Mars in Virgo. Um, and just the fact that shit like this has an influence in human beings' behavior as a collective, especially people who are very sensitive and are very like spiritual and shit. It shows how that's God interfering. God orchestrated and set up this astrological system. And if you disagree, then who else came up with the idea to create energies that are astrological to influence human behavior? Who who did that? Name someone. No, more than likely is the creator, is the universe, is God. Because we don't have answers who created this shit. So more than likely it's God and the creator. They're the ones that allowed this shit, you know? Or the demiurge, the devil. But still, even if the devil and demiurge created astrological influences and shit, more than likely it's a fucking creator. I mean, well, it's still the creator's fault because God and the creator, they allowed Lucifer, the demiurge, to even create astrological influences like that. That shows just the fact that we have astrological influences, we have no free fucking will. So everything is pre-planned. Everything happens for a reason. You hear that saying, everything happens for a spiritual reason, man. Fucking bullshit. I think that's what really pisses me off because I feel like the reason why this world is so shit is yes because we have a lot of dumbass human beings, but also because I hate God so much. I hate the creator. I hate the universe because they're the ones that allow to create this stupid ass shit in the first place, man. If you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about, then I'm sorry. Then you're just lost spiritually. I know I'm all over the place. I can't explain it fully, but you have to study astrology. You have to study time speeding up. You have to study what's taking place. And if you watch my video, you understand what the fuck I'm saying. But I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just speaking from anger and my own opinion, you know. Where was I? But yeah, but there's a lot of bullshit. This is why, like, in the human experience, you always got to go through some shit. You always got to heal. You always got to overcome trauma. You always got to go through some bullshit experience, man. It's because of the astrological influences and the nature of the human experience. Where, like I said in my previous videos, there's always gonna be pain, bullshit, suffering, and petty shit that's gonna take place. So the more you heal, the more you level up, the more petty bullshit is gonna be thrown at your way. Just like people say, new levels, new devils, or like just like more money, more problems. It's shit like that. This human experience, this realm is based on conflict. There will always be conflict. There's always stupid shit. You reflect your life, and I'm sure there are multiple things you'd rather not do and you don't feel like doing. Like waking up early in the morning to go to work. It's shit like that, man. It's fuck either shit like that. It's either money restrictions. It's either being around shitty people or like your health is acting up, that you have to go to the hospital, or someone you're close to, their health is messing up, or your family members, their health is messing up, so then they gotta go to the hospital. So now you gotta put your life on hold and just shit like that. Now, when it comes to people, people are fucking dumb. Like people, like as I'm getting older, I'm starting to like I analyze people and I see their patterns. A lot of people, they're fucking stupid, they're selfish, and they only worry about themselves. They'll do whatever it takes to get shit out of you. And I understand you gotta set boundaries. Just the fact that I gotta set boundaries and set set clear defense mechanisms just to not let narcissistic, selfish people to take advantage of me. Just the fact that I gotta do that, like it's draining. Not even that, but like I'm always forced to be around people that I'd rather not. Why is my nose itchy, bro? I'm always forced to be around people that I don't want to be around with. Like like for some reason, God always puts me around very disrespectful and narcissistic, shitty people that I don't feel connected to. I don't know why God puts me around these types of fucking people. I really don't know why. Just the fact that God made me in a way where like I feel different from people, not in an egotistical way, because I understand we all feel different, but in a way where like I can't act my full self around people. It's just the fact that God put me around these situations shows that like God will do whatever it takes to put human beings through conflicting bullshit situations. Um, and I see that not only happen with me but other people. This is why a lot of people, they feel lost, they feel alienated, because always around just people that aren't a good fit for them. And I'm aware there's a lot of people that are a good fit for me, but for some reason, God doesn't want to put these people around my fucking life. For whatever reason, I don't know. I do know a reason, because there's always gonna be conflict and stress and confusion when it comes to the human experience. There's bullshit like that, man. This is where you get your soul contracts, your karmic ties, just restrictions, bullshit like that, man. Um, what else? And I gotta make it clear, all the things I'm saying, uh, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm speaking from how I view this world. You know, you guys don't have to understand what the fuck I'm saying. It's whatever. I really don't care. Um, um, what else? But yeah, just shitty people, disrespectful people. Like I've dealt with family members who it's a lot to explain, but like just how they operate. They're very narcissistic. They're very sinister, and they're very cowardly. So I'm not sure when like my family members, they'll do something wrong with me. I mean, yeah, they'll do me wrong. I'm not sure if they're aware of it, or like I'm not sure if they know what the fuck is going on around their head. But like I said before, Inofe on his YouTube channel, he did mention that like as the years go by, a lot of people are becoming a lot dumber. And I really agree with that because I can see how it's playing out. A lot of people are becoming more selfish, and the reason why people are becoming more dumber because it's their traumas playing out. If you're not healing, because God always throws the bullshit at you, this is the nature of this human experience, then if you're not healing, then your trauma is gonna play out. Kind of like mine, you see how my trauma is playing out, but at least I'm aware of it. I'm just using YouTube as to release it, even though that's a bad idea. Like people who are releasing their pent up anger is for like therapy and like a counselor, and shit like that. But I'm just doing it because I like making YouTube videos, and I like hearing my own voice. Or like not that I like hearing my own mind. I like how I talk. So um what else? Um where was I? But yeah, man. But I'm just like I reflect back and like for some reason like God always puts me around very shitty people. Like I don't know why like God always forces me to be around all the stupid dumbass people, man. Like I don't understand this shit at all. Like this is why I get so angry at life. I get so angry at God because like I see how these patterns are playing out. Like I'm always around people who are very disrespectful, and I don't start shit with people. They'll start shit with me. I'm always around people who doesn't know how to explain shit to me properly. I'm always around people. I'm always around like poor leadership. I'm always around uh, people who are very different from me, and it gets frustrating because I know people who are like minded as me, but for some reason God puts me around like very weird people. Like I'm always in a position where I have to compromise for other people, and I hate that shit so much. I'm not sure if it's part of my life path or maybe it's the type of energy I carry to the point where like maybe people feel comfortable sharing their experience with me, which I like it, I don't mind. But it's just like, damn, like why can't I meet people who I feel comfortable sharing my experiences with? So far, I met no one that I feel comfortable sharing my experience with. I want to meet someone where I feel comfortable. And I understand it takes time to get to know people, but still though, because I can meet. I don't know, man. I'm just ranting. I'm just saying some dumb shit, but I'm just saying because I don't know what it's like to meet someone who are like-minded like you. Like I met a lot of people who are like-minded like me online through YouTube through social media, but in person, no, not at all. So I wonder how it feels like to even meet someone that is like-minded like me in person. More than likely, I probably feel comfortable. This is where you get your soulmates from, just shit like that. Um, Actually, I have. Well, when it comes to romantic connections, I'm all my romantic connections are the type of connections where I feel the closest, where I feel like myself. This is where you get your soulmates from. For some reason, God doesn't want to add soulmates that are actually good for me, like friendship type of soulmates, into my life. I might have allergies. I don't know, my nose is itchy, or especially when I make a YouTube video, my nose always gets itchy, bro. But what else? But yeah, but like I just noticed a pattern in my life where like when I'm around family members, just all the abuse, all the bullshit my family put me through, man. Like all the fights, like I had family members who would like verbally attack me, who would physically attack me. I also had family members I had a mother. My mother, she threw away my over $5,000 worth of clothes while I was gone at the house. I had her give me a restraining order, even though I didn't do anything. I had her. Um, she she put a whole smear campaign with my family members against me. She literally put a whole smear campaign towards me. She twisted my words. She lied to me. She lied to other family members about me. Um, she's very stupid, man. Like, um, just fucking like, I just can't believe it. I'm just shocked. Like, why are my family members like? Why do they act the way they do? They're just very like stupid. Like I don't understand. I'm not sure if they're like jealous of me, if they feel some type of way towards me because they're doing bad in life and they see me elevating. They see that I have a strong work ethic. So they want to project their bullshit onto me. And it happens too. I'm not living with them now. I'm away from them, thank God. But like, there are times where I'll be minding my own business and then they'll just say some slick shit. I'm just like, not in a funny way, but in a way where they're trying to disrespect me. I'm just like, what the hell? And then when I confront them, they'll act like the victim. And then they'll lie to other family members saying that I'm always the reactive one. Well, motherfucker, they're the ones that are trying to start problems with me. You know what I'm saying? They're like it's just shit like that. Where, like it could be spiritual warfare as well, like demonic entities trying to influence my family members to attack me because my family members are vibrating at a low fucking level. But still, though, even though, let's say that was right, let's say if I'm on point with that, let's say I'm correct, just the fact that, and people talk about this shit too, just the fact that shit like this happens, um, it shows how I view God, how I view the universe is correct, is right. Because just the fact that God and the universe they'll allow some shit like this to happen, it shows that this human experience you really should not like. The human experience is not ideal to go. Why am I having fucking alarm? Synchronicities, man. Like whenever I speak in facts, like synchronicities always fucking happen. Either I stutter, I have an itchy nose, or a fucking alarm goes on. I'm gonna wait till my alarm goes off. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but hang on. But where was I? Yeah, but just the fact that like we have shit like people like to talk about this in the spiritual channels. People always like to say like there's always spiritual warfare. There's always demonic entities, there's possessions, there's people being possessed or people being influenced by demonic entities, like just influencing, like just the fact that you have generational curses. a history of family trauma, this evil shit that takes place in this world and this society, it shows that like God and the universe, they're really just as corrupted, if not worse, than the fucking devil. Because it's a fact that, think about it, just the fact that our creator, there has to be a creator who created humans, right? And just the fact that they allow all this shit to happen, it shows that the creator, even if the creator doesn't have bad intentions when it comes to humanity, just the fact that shit like this still happens and it's been going on for such a long time, that's the type of shit we really need to think about. Is God just as corrupted? Is God just as evil? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. With me, I'm more into like religious slash spirituality. Yes, I am spiritual, but I feel like when it comes to spirituality, you can't. I just feel like there has to be a fucking creator. There has to be good and bad, good and evil, and then you have people in the spiritual community who say some shit like some dumb shit. Like they try to sound smart, but how I look at it is like there has to be a creator. Like there has to be. Like who created this? Yes, my mom and my dad, but like who created my my self awareness? Who created my conscience? You know, like who created that shit? Just the fact that as human beings we have the ability to question a lot of shit. There has to be a being or an entity that created that this shit. You know, and people want to say it's our soul, it's our spirit. Well, who created our spirit? Who created our soul? And that's what I'm referring to when I talk about God or the creator of the universe. I'm talking about that. I could be wrong, but let's say I'm right. Just the fact that that entity would allow a lot of evil shit to happen, it shows how fucked up the creator is, man. It's bullshit. Like, I could go more into detail. Like, I could explain it, but it's a lot to explain. Like, in my mind, it makes sense, but I can't really explain this shit. I mean, I can, but it's gonna take too long. And this video's a rant. Um, but I always question myself, like, why does God always put me around a lot of shitty, disrespectful people? I never understood that. It could be generational curses. Maybe the reason why I'm meeting disrespectful, shitty people who aren't good for me, who are actually very bad for me, that I need to stay away from because they can really harm me in the long run, and they have. Maybe it has to deal with my purpose in life. Maybe it has to deal with my soul mission in life. You know, you just never know. Maybe I'm meant to heal the collective. I'm meant to like make videos that billions of people could relate to and have clarity on what the things are experiencing. But still, though, and I notice it's a pattern too. You see healers, you see tarot readers, you see like public speakers, people who are very big. There's a certain pattern within them where, like, in order for them to have that type of information, they have to go through a lot of physical pain, a lot of mental pain, a lot of abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, torture, suffering, you know? And with this human experience, just the fact that you have to go through a lot of suffering and pain just so you could level up in life and so you could obtain a lot of knowledge in life, it shows that, like, this human experience really isn't like a good experience because all the things I'm explaining, imagine closing your eyes. All the shit I'm explaining, it sounds like hell. And it makes sense because a lot of people think Earth is hell. The human experience is hell. People even say the human body is like a soul's prison because there's a fact that in the human body you can't fly, you can't float around. You're trapped in a human body. But once you're released from that, once you're in the afterlife, once you're a spirit, once you're a soul, you're free to do whatever you want. You could move around, you could do whatever you want. But in the human body, you're stuck in your limited. This is why when you're a human body, the human flesh is so weak because once the human body reaches a certain age limit, like 80 years old, 90 years old, you can't really do anything. You have to rely on other human beings to help you clean up after yourself, to help you like shower, bathe, go to bed, change, put clothes back on, you know? And it just shows how weak the human body is. There's some people were born or like as they go through life, they eventually become blind. Some people wear glasses, some people wear contact lenses, some people lose all their hair, some people have like body dysfunctions such as like I don't know, like high blood pressure or like fucking cancer, just shit like that. Just the fact that the human body is so capable of experiencing all of these, it shows how weak the human vessel really is. The human flesh is extremely weak, and just the fact that you got to constantly take care of it. If you don't shower for 1 or 2 days, You can have an odor. The human body has an odor. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting. It's ridiculous, man. I don't know what's wrong with my screen. I don't know why the color changed, but like I said before, whenever I'm speaking on some real shit, there's always synchronicities that are fucking happen. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. Um, what else? Uh, but yeah, man, I'm just pissed, man. Like because I'm fully aware that like there's a lot of people around the world who has the same mindset as me, who view things how I view things. But like I said, God doesn't want me to be around these types of people. I feel like the reason why God wants me to be around people I don't feel connected to, or just a lot of just like conflicting, confusing, shitty situations and chaotic and bullshit situations in life. And so maybe because God wants me to learn from these situations and to really observe and examine them and use it to my benefit. So when I do get out of these situations, I can help other people and I can teach other people on how to get out of it, on how to better the situations or get out of the situations into which that I've experienced myself. This is where you get your leaders from. This is where you get your wisdom from. Because usually with leaders and like people who have a lot of wisdom, they've been through the things that the whole collective has been through. So if you really research about leaders and people who have a huge influence went through in their lifetimes from growing up, yo, this is why every leader has to go through a lot of bullshit and stupid, just dumb shit, in their life. A lot of painful situations, a lot of suffering, there's a lot of stupid bullshit. And in return, God wants these same people to help and teach a collective. But like I said before, just the fact that in this human experience, you got to go through a lot of pain, trial, suffering, and bullshit just so you can level up in life. And that clearly means that the human experience isn't really a good experience. It's a fucking prison. Um, it's fucking stupid. But yeah, man. But I'm just fed up with selfish people. I'm just fed up with that shit. I'm gonna talk about karma. So when it comes to karma, right? So I've always experienced where like I have, especially family members who and my exes, like this, my family members, my exes, they'll do me extremely wrong, right? Where they lie to me, they'll steal from me, they'll ghost me, they'll put the blame towards me, even though they're the ones that started it. They'll put a smear campaign towards me, and they'll treat me very horribly, right? Even with physical violence. Um, they put me through a lot of shit in hell. They did whatever it took to make my life a living hell, right? And like I've noticed, for some reason, God will never let me see these family members get their karma. Like I never witnessed people get their karma in person. This is why I'll book a lot of fucking tarot readings. I have to tell my tarot reader, hey, are my family members getting their karma? Is my mom gonna get her karma? Is my dad gonna get his karma? Is my brother gonna get his karma? Are my past exes going to get their karma? I always had to book tarot readings and waste my own fucking money just so I could get that clarity. So it'll help ease off the pain. I understand when people do you wrong, you have to go to therapy or you have to do the healing work and you have to purge it out and you have to grieve from all the bullshit and pain they put you through, right? And you have to use it to your advantage. Yes, I'm aware of that, but there are times where I've experienced this family members and exes who really leave me very confused, right? So I had to take time out of my fucking day to waste my money so I could book tarot readings to ask my tarot reader, hey, what's going on? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? You know what I'm saying? So I could get that extra clarity because God, for some reason, God isn't gonna fucking let me witness the people who have underhanded me, who have done a lot of harmful things to me, get their karma. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks when someone does you wrong and like you didn't get and you don't get to see them get their karma. It really fucks with you mentally because I've experienced this shit so many times. It's like, damn, I feel so unsafe. Or like it's like, damn, like this world is a bad place. Or damn, maybe God doesn't have his my best interest at his heart. It's just shit like that, man. Like you feel very like you feel very imbalanced and unsafe. I hate when God does shit like that. Like God will do you like God. So this is a story of my life, right? God will put me around. disrespectful, shitty people, right? They'll do me extremely wrong, especially when I'm working towards my goals and I'm minding my own business. These same people will do me wrong, right? Extremely fucking wrong. Now I'm in pain. Now I'm in shock. Now I'm in confused. Now I'm in a confused state. I'm in so much pain. I'm crying it out, and then God will like not allow me to see these people get their karma, and God will let these people get away with it. And for some reason, I've noticed a pattern when people do me wrong, they'll always get their blessings, or like they always attract good shit into their lives. Either that, or they'll seem unbothered, or or they'll act like nothing happened. They'll act completely normal, right? And it's just like I'm like, what the fuck, Like that shit really fucks with you mentally. And that's why I get so pissed off, man. I have family members, I have people, exes, who will do me extremely wrong, right? And then once I check their social media, or if not, or I mean, yeah, either I check their social media, and if I see them in person, they'll act completely fine. They'll act completely normal, and like I'll see their blessings getting added to them, and I'm just like, damn. So was I the problem, or like was that my karma, or did God purposely wanted me to experience abuse? Like, what about these people? Did God not see that? Like, and there are times where I had to confront these people. I had to defend myself. I always have to defend myself. I always had to set clear boundaries towards people. Always. But still, like, it gets draining where I always have to do that. I'm just like, yo, why can't God let me see them get their karma, right? But yeah, when I do something bad in return, either I feel extremely guilty, or I have karma come back and hitting me, because I don't have people that are on my side pretty much. So if I defend myself, if I go to the extremes out of anger, which is righteous anger, then I have more people that will turn against me. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And just the fact that I have to book it, and for tarot readings too, it takes like, you have to wait over 2 fucking months just to get a fucking tarot reading. Because when it comes to tarot, it takes a lot of time to pick up on other people's energy and to give them guidance. You know what I'm saying? So imagine me going through some bullshit, right? And I can't see people get their karma. There's no proof of them getting their karma. I gotta heal myself. I gotta heal my wounds. Now I gotta grieve. And now I'm trying to get some clarity. And God is, you know how God is. God keeps human beings at a confusing state. So God is not gonna give me answers. So now I gotta book a fucking tarot reading, wait over 2 fucking months, and then get my clarity. And I still gotta move on. And this shit happens over and over and over again. It's a fucking cycle. That's the type of shit I always gotta experience. Fucking bullshit, man. But the things I learned when it comes to karma, and the things I've learned from my tarot reader, is that um one of the reasons why God doesn't allow you to see people who get their karma is because when you already went through pain from what people put you through, right? If you were to witness them get their karma, that karmic energy could actually boomerang and hit you back. And then in turn, you'll create more karma for yourself. So if you take too much joy in other people's karma, which is their suffering, if you take too much joy, unfortunately, how God created the karmic rules is going to come back and bite you in the ass. And like the reason why God blocks that is because God doesn't want you seeing other people. I mean, because God doesn't want you to get even more punished, because you already been through enough. You're already a victim of bullshit, and for that to happen, for you to take too much joy in people getting their karma, it won't be fair, right? And for you to get that energy back at you, it won't be fair. So that's one of the reasons why God will block you from seeing people get their karma. And not only that, but it's an illusion. So when you see people have a good time, when you see people get their blessings, when you see people that are like that are um they seem unbothered, it's all an illusion. It's fake. It's bullshit. They're faking themselves and they're faking you, even though it really does seem like it. And that's what I learned from my tarot reader. Shout out to her. She gave me that information. And that's what I learned when it comes to tarot, which makes sense. So when you're ever in a position where like when someone does you wrong, um, and it and like the next day, the next week, or the next following year, or for the rest of your life, if they seem unbothered, either that or it seemed like they moved on, or like their blessings, or like they're attracting good things into their life, just don't fall for the trap, because like I said before, it's an illusion, and God is blocking you from seeing them get their karma. My tarot reader also taught me that, like, um those aren't the exact words, but she said something like this. My tarot reader, she said, fuck, what she said. Hang on. Oh yeah, so when people do you wrong, right, and then you don't get to see them get their karma, and it just seems like it's unfair, and like it's not fair, which is true. It's not fair. It's not right. What these people are doing to you, like, and you can't see them get their karma because God is blocking you from you seeing them get their karma. It gives you the opportunity to become closer with God, and for you to lose your ego, if that makes sense. So it gives an opportunity to get closer to God, to self reflect, to know about yourself even more, to get closer to yourself even more, to love yourself even more. That's what I mean by dropping your ego. So it's going to force you to love yourself more. It's going to force you to heal and grieve, and to be closer to yourself. And it will make you very stronger, because if you could deal with people doing you wrong, and you not worrying whether they're going to get their karma and this and that, that gives you a superpower to the point where, like, no matter what people throw at you, you can handle it. You can take it. As fucked up as that may sound, I don't agree with it, but it's how it is. Um, that's just according to the fucking rules. It's fucked up, but but you see how all this correlates to what I said before. When it comes to becoming a great leader, or like you see huge influencers, like I said previously, to become a great leader, I saying, yeah, in order for you to become a great leader, a huge influencer, you have to go through a lot of fucked up shit in order for you to evolve as a leader and to have a lot of wisdom. That's the nature of this human experience. If the more great you want to become, the more bullshit you have to endure, pretty much. But that's pretty much what my tarot reader said. She said that, like, when 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 it comes to karma, my tarot reader, she said that, like, when God doesn't allow you to see them get their karma, if it gives you the opportunity to get closer to God, and to love yourself even more, and to have that self compassion within yourself even more, you know. And she said something like that, pretty much. She gave me some good points, and that kind of helped me. But still, though, like, but at the end of the day, how I look at it is like we're still fucking human, right? Like God expects us to. Well, I mean, it makes sense that God doesn't. Well, it makes sense that God created a situation to where it's not enough, because it's the fact that God allows corruption and bullshit to happen in this world for a long time. Clearly, God is fucking stupid. So it makes sense that, like, despite the spiritual reasons and the lessons on why we can't see on why we can't see people get their karma, we're still human. So, like, we still gotta cry it out. We still gotta heal. We still gotta overcome bullshit. You know, like, I hate that shit so much. Like, I hate when people do me wrong, and I hate when they get away from it, man. Like, I hate that shit so much. And I feel like that's what triggered me. So, like, when I've dealt with my twin flame, right? Me and my twin flame, I dealt with a very shitty ex. She was a very shitty person. She did me extremely wrong, right? And then she's the type of person who, like, she's very good at escaping. So, like, she'll do you wrong, and then she'll fucking escape by, like, putting herself out there, by meeting new people, by, like, being in a relationship, just being in fucking friendships, this and that, right? She's that type of person, and, like, she ghosts a lot, and then she doesn't give you any clarity. I've dealt with a lot of exes that'll do the same shit like her. It's fucking ridiculous, man. I damn near had PTSD from this shit. I had a lot of sleepless nights. I'm just happy that I do not get to experience that shit, man. Cause fuck 'em, man. Like, fuck. But that really triggered me when I realized that same person, she moved on to a relationship with someone else, and she seems very happy, on her TikTok or fucking Instagram. She seems very fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like she found the one. And I'm just thinking, like, damn, man, she did me extremely wrong, this and that, and now she moved on, and now she's all happy. And that shit really made me feel some type of way, because that triggered me, not only with that situation, but it triggered me because there are also other situations where a lot of people and family members have done me extremely wrong, right? And then it seemed like they got away with it, you know? So that would really trigger me. And this was my issue when it comes to karma. This is what I don't get. So when people do me or when people do you wrong, right? And when you don't get to see them get their karma, and now you gotta force to heal from it, but yet God will still keep throwing these situations at you. And it's just like, what's the point? Like, versus if I were just to see them get their karma in person, it's gonna help me heal even more. Well, at least I think it is, but according to my tarot reader, it doesn't. You it may think it does, but only my tarot reader. She said that like when you experience someone get their karma, um, you enjoy it for a short amounts of time, but it's your ego that's enjoying it. When you see people in person get their karma, and when you're when you're more into your ego, you're not gonna self-reflect as much. You're not gonna heal as much. You're not gonna get closer to God as much, pretty much. And that's what's gonna fuck you in the long run, because you're only satisfying your ego. And not only that, but just the karmic rules, the karmic boomerang is gonna hit you back because you're taking so much joy in people suffering, and God doesn't want that to happen to you, which is fucking stupid. But you know, I'm not saying that towards my tarot. I'm saying that towards the rules with the fucking how does the just the universal rules. That's what I'm talking about. It's fucking stupid, man. But the reason why that triggered me is either more than if it's triggering me, then more than likely I'm not fully healed from that situation, you know. But still though, just the fact that I gotta heal, and that's been going on for years too. I'm just like, bruh, just the fact that you gotta heal all this shit, you gotta purge out all the bullshit, and it's just like that's the problem I have with this human experience, because it's like because I'm aware God and the universe, they're forcing me to be around these disrespectful, shitty people on purpose, man. And even if it's not predestined, if they're using their free will, still though, just the fact that God knows like these people are capable of doing that, or just the fact that we have as human beings, we have free will in general. You know, just there's so much conflict, man. Like I understand the bigger purpose though. There's a lot of reasons why I had to go through the things I have to go through. There's a lot of reasons. One of the reasons so I could forgive, so I could understand human nature. I could have more empathy for other people, but more so, I could understand about forgiveness. You know, is where you gotta drop your ego and just forgive, I guess. But I feel like there's a fine line between forgiving and defending yourself. You know, or like just being fed up because I'm right. I can only take so much abuse and bullshit. You know, and this is why I question God a lot. Like, yo, God, like, why are you allowing this shit to happen? And I understand maybe not everything is orchestrated by God. Maybe we're just victims of very shitty, fucked up people, you know? And I also believe in that too. I like to blame God and the universe for a lot of shit. Well, one, because I'm right, and two, because it's just facts. But three, human beings are just naturally shitty people. We're not perfect. There is a theory that human beings are half angel, half demon. And it makes sense because we're fucking stupid, you know? And I'm not saying I'm perfect either. There are things where like I have done a lot of bad things that I regretted when it comes to people, but I am trying to become a better person, you know? And but it seems like the people I'm around with, they have no desire to change because they're always doing the same bullshit, you know? Either that or they don't have the self awareness to even fix themselves. Um um I don't like making YouTube videos at all. I mean I do, but like I just don't like being seen or known by people that I see in real life, you know? Like if I were to have like a huge following, I don't mind if it's by people I don't see in person. But if people I see in person were to see my types of YouTube videos, I feel like it's gonna be extremely awkward. You know, just weird. But I make these videos so because one, because I like it, but two, I'm bored. Three, I'm trying to make money, and four, I think it's the easiest way to make money because I'm very good at expressing myself. I'm very good at talking, so that's one of the reasons why I make a YouTube video. And five, because I've been through a lot of experiences where like I feel like um I could help people, I guess. But yeah, but I'm a naturally like private person who I like to keep shit to myself. But unfortunately, in this society, in this fucked up world we're living in, this corrupt world, unfortunately, you have to be an extrovert and you have to put yourself out there and you have to meet a lot of people. Unfortunately, no one no one is allowed or they're able to live peacefully because in order for you to make dirty ass money, paper, just fucking dirty paper that's called money. If you want to make a lot of money, you have to meet a lot of people. You have to put yourself out there, whether physically or online. But even then, you still got to meet people physically, and that's unfortunate. But especially for introverts. No one asks to fucking be here and to experience all the bullshit that this world has to offer. No one asks to fucking be here. But I guess God just wanted to make this world like this, all very fucking shitty, because a lot of people, no one's happy. No one's fully like. A lot of people they're not satisfied with where they're at in life. Because like I said in my other videos, there's a lot of money restrictions and there's a lot of like shit that holds you back, such as money, the human body, the earth's environments, the rules and regulations of life and society. This fucking matrix, it holds you back. Everything is restricted. Everything you want, you have to wait so long just to get those things. There's also a lot of spiritual corruption as well, such as generational curses, karma, the laws of karma. You have negative entities try to fuck this world up, just shit like that. So we have a lot going on. Not only that, but like I said before, spiritual corruption. So like we have a lot of limitations when it comes to spirituality. Just the fact that a lot of people don't have access to their past lives. We don't know how to access our past lives. I mean, we do, but even if we do, it's gonna take a lot of time, and like we we don't know too much about meditations or like astral projecting, or we don't know why we're here, or we don't know why God puts us here, or like we don't even know how life is in the afterlife. We've never seen aliens before. We've never seen other beings. We don't know what it's like after you die, after you pass away. The only thing we know is that we've seen reports of spirits and ghosts, pretty much. But that's pretty much it. Just the fact that human beings don't have spiritual knowledge like that, it it proves my point. Everything's is restricted. I have a lot of anger and animosity of what my family members and of what my exes put me through, man. Like there's some real shit. Like I have a vendetta against them. I fucking hate them. And I hope one day they do get their karma and maybe my success will be their karma. And they get to win as my success. But still though, like I just hope God will really fuck these people's lives up out of justice. People may say it's a bad thing. How I look at it is justice. Now there's a difference between people doing you wrong and they're not aware, like by accident, versus someone who purposely tries to harm you. Either that or they're so fucking stupid and they don't have emotional intelligence, or when they harm you and they see you in pain, they still do nothing about it. That's a lot different than being ignorant. Because when you're ignorant and when you harm someone and when you see them in pain, that's when you be like, oh shit, I'm sorry, my bad. But that's the difference between someone being self unaware, they harm you and they see you in pain, but they still don't do shit about it. That's called emotional unintelligent and like laziness, you know? And how I look at it is if you're gonna act like a fucking dick or asshole, you deserve to get your karma. Like fuck these people, man. But just how they live and just how they treat me, that's their karma. Because no right or sane person, like if I were to tell you guys the type of shit they'll do to me, even my exes, that's how they'll treat me, like the things they'll do, and my family members, the things they'll do to me, the type of shit they'll all do, that's their karma. Just the fact that they're fucking sick to even do some shit like that. That's their karma, you know. Um, but yeah, man, just I am thankful of my life, but it gets annoying. I feel like God really puts me through a lot of just stupid situations with people and just work situations. Just a lot of stupid shit, man. Where I'd rather not do, man. But I gotta force to be around people I don't want to be around with, and I gotta force to do certain job duties I don't want to do, you know, because it's the nature of this corrupt fucking world. Where like this world, it forces you to do a lot of stupid shit you don't want to do just so you can make money because we're all slaves to money. Everything's fucking restricted. And just the fact that God put us in a situation to where like we can't even help ourselves, it shows that this human experience is full of shit. I'm out. Have a good one. Peace.